They also tried to do another humanitarian aid flotilla last year. Turkey did not allow them to leave the Turkish docks. Then they tried to do it from Europe, and Israel struck their boat off the coast of Malta. This is yet another attempt.
Democracy depends on a free press. Please support our independent journalist ship to deliver humanitarian aid. The boat is called the Madeleine, named after Gaza's first fisherwoman who ran her father's fishing business after he was injured in a 2009 Israeli attack. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition initially planned to sail from Malta last month.
Yeah, this is a great take. Chatters are emotionally focused on the punishment of perpetrators rather than the liberation currently desperately needed. It's a misdirection of energy. Lock-in chat is correct.
But their ship was damaged after it was bombed by drones in international waters. At Sunday's launch of the Madeleine from the Italian port of Catania, actor Liam Cunningham, known for his role in the series Game of Thrones, spoke out in support of the effort.
Oh,
my name is Liam. I'm from Ireland.
They're so gross, dude. Hamas is doing everything possible to prevent it and is spreading lies, but Gaza residents are voting with their feet and with smiles. Civilians in Gaza arrived again this morning to collect aid packages from the Gaza Humanitarian Fund. After we starved every single person here and shot a bunch of their family members and killed a bunch of their family members, they are excited at the prospect of receiving a crumb of aid. They love us. Also, we're going to keep shooting at them. Incredible.
The reason I'm here, as far as I'm concerned, the heart and soul of humanity is in Gaza. For me, this attack, this genocide, is not just on Palestinians, it is on the whole human race. These wonderful, brave people who are setting off on this boat are heroes. And also the people of Gaza, for the last 600 days, are heroes. They are, in my mind, they will always be heroes.
A group of 12 activists are carrying the aid for Gaza, including the Swedish activist Greta Thunberg, who will join us from the Madeleine ship in a minute. She spoke Sunday at the launch.
A month after our latest attempt to go on with this mission, the boat was bombed twice. All evidence suggests Israel. And we are doing this because we have to keep our promise to the Palestinians to do everything in our power to protest against the genocide and to try to open up a humanitarian corridor.
This is why I call ProPublica, because this is how Amy Goodman says ProPublica. I get all my notes from Amy Goodman, my queen. Greta Thunberg.
Since setting sail, passengers on the flotilla have faced many threats, including from U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, who wrote on X, quote, "Hope Greta and her friends can swim," unquote. The Gaza Freedom Flotilla has also been shadowed by at least one military helicopter and have reported drones circulating the ship. This is Thiago Avila.
Hello, everyone. This is a new alert. We can clearly see a drone right now to our left. It's gaining on us a little bit. Please share this alert. Second alert of the night, the third day of our journey to Gaza to break the siege and create a people's humanitarian corridor on board the Madeleine. Please share our location. We'll be sending the exact coordinates.
In 2010, Israel conducted a deadly raid on another Gaza-bound aid ship, the Mavi Marmara. Israeli commandos stormed the boat in international waters, killing 9 people. A 10th died after 4 years in a coma. For more, we're joined from the international waters by Greta Thunberg, the internationally renowned Swedish climate activist known for inspiring the global youth climate strike. In 2019, she received the Right Livelihood Award. She's also been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Greta is speaking to us aboard the Gaza Freedom Flotilla's vessel Madeleine, which is on this voyage from Sicily to Gaza, again carrying life-saving aid in an attempt to break Israel's siege of the Gaza Strip. It's really something to see you on that ship right now. Can you tell us why you're taking this journey, extremely dangerous, and how you're planning to challenge the Israeli blockade?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, as you said, we are doing this mission following 1 month after our last attempt. Both Conscience was bombed and disabled. So that's why we are trying again, because we cannot afford to give up. There is simply too much at stake. And in times of injustice, as we are seeing now, the genocide and blockade happening, we have to do everything we can to demand an end to these atrocities and war crimes committed by Israel. And for me personally,
they've tried to do this already. Yes, they did this in 2010. A Turkish humanitarian aid flotilla wanted to break through the Israeli naval blockade, and was shot and killed. 9 of the humanitarian aid workers were killed on board. They also tried to do another humanitarian aid flotilla last year. Turkey did not allow them to leave the Turkish docks. Then they tried to do it from Europe, and Israel struck their boat off the coast of Malta. This is yet another attempt. Now with Greta Thunberg and numerous other people. Was she even alive in 2010? No, she wasn't. It's not the same people, chatter. I think that they are incredibly brave for doing this. And I hope that Israel does not actually end up striking this humanitarian aid flotilla, but they most likely will try to apprehend it. Like the Israeli Navy will most likely try to commandeer the ship.
I happen to have a platform for some reason, and then it is my moral obligation to use that platform. And if my presence on this boat can make a difference, if that can show in any way that the world has not forgotten about Palestine, and to try once again to attempt to break the siege and open up a humanitarian corridor and deliver the extremely needed humanitarian aid.
Yeah. Also, Rima Hassan is there. She's a member of the European Parliament, a part of France Unbowed, the France Unbowed Party. Every other country shooting it would be considered a declaration of war against NATO, but Israel gets to do stuff like that usually, so we shall see.
Then that is a risk I'm willing to take, and it's something that we just simply have to do. We cannot just sit around and do nothing and watch this live stream genocide unfold in front of our very eyes. So we are doing this because we are human beings who care.
Yes, I know. An 8-minute state of play is going to start, and we'll watch the state of play as tens of thousands of people will run away from the
justice
from the stream.
And when our complicit governments fail to step up, it falls on us, unfortunately, to do so.
And Greta, could you talk about how you see the issue of Palestinian freedom connecting to or intersecting with the issue that you're best known for, which is climate change activism?
Yeah, for me, there's no way of distinguishing the two. We cannot have climate justice without social justice. The reason why I am a climate activist.
This is a great take. What she's about to say here is a really smart take.
Is not because I want to protect trees. I'm a climate activist because I care about human and planetary well-being, and those are extremely interlinked. For example, when we see the genocide in Gaza, of course, there are some very obvious links that ecocide, environmental destruction, is a very common method used in war and to oppress people. But also, it should be much simpler than that. No matter what the cause of the suffering is, whether that is CO2, whether that is bombs, whether that is state repression or other forms of violence, we have to stand up against that source of suffering. And if we pretend to care about the environment, if we pretend to care about the climate and our children's future without seeing and acknowledging and fighting against the suffering of all marginalized people today, then that is an extremely racist approach to justice that excludes the majority of the world's population.
And how? What is the mood aboard the ship? You have participants from Brazil, France, Germany, Spain, and you yourself are Swedish. What's the mood there?
The mood on board the ship is, I would say,
that our spirits are very high and we are very determined to continue. So far, we have won over one of the major predicted obstacles, which is to be stuck in port due to the bureaucratic warfare that has been very strong, especially in the past. And the fact that we have gotten over that and that we are out sailing now and that we have gotten quite a far bit is already a victory in itself. And of course, this mission includes many risks, and we have done many risk assessments. But of course, we deem the risk of silence and the risk of inaction to be so much more deadly than this mission, of course. And we are 12 peaceful volunteers who are not carrying weapons. We are carrying food, medical supplies, and sanitary products and other very needed humanitarian aid into Gaza following the blockade. And we will meet whatever is thrown at us with non-violence in any scenario.
They're planning on reaching the Gaza Strip by June 7th.
So we are trying to prepare and to maximize our safety and the success of this mission as much as we can.
Greta, as you attempt to bring in baby formula, medical kits, flour, prosthetics for kids with amputations, the Israeli military has threatened to block the Freedom Flotilla. The Israeli army says it's prepared to raid your ship. We know what happened to the Mavi Marmara with the Israeli raid and the killing of 9 activists on board. Ultimately, a 10th died. So are you seeing drones? How are you prepared to deal?
Yeah, we are seeing drones. Last night, there were 2 different moments where there were drones circulating above us. And we have safety procedures that we will use.
Is there a manifest of the supplies? Yes. What will stop Israel from claiming that Greta is just smuggling guns? They have said that in the past with Mavi Marmara as well. They literally had the audacity to present all of the tools that they found on the ship as weapons of war that they were trying to sneak into the Gaza Strip. The tools that they found on the ship were literally like screwdrivers and kitchen knives. Okay? Like, it was insane. They drop shipped commandos from a helicopter onto this humanitarian aid ship and slaughtered 9 aid workers, and then had the audacity to just show all of the cutlery on the ship to say, oh, these are the weapons that they used against us. Yeah, here it is. Look at all the scary weapons that they had. Terrifying CDs, a keffiyeh, literal kitchen knives, wrenches, screwdrivers, tools used all around the ship, pieces of wooden sticks, sanding discs, not CDs. Okay, sorry. That makes it extra scary. I apologize. Especially when you present it right above, like a hook. There's a hook here, a keffiyeh, sanding discs. I mean, obviously these are tools of mass destruction, worthy of immediate retaliation.
And we have different scenarios that we are prepared for to try to maximize our safety in a non-violent way. So we are trying to do our very best. And it shows quite a bit that peaceful volunteers who are carrying humanitarian aid and necessary for survival is being threatened to be raided, intercepted, or attacked. I think that says quite a lot about the priorities and approaches of Israel right now. But we must also remember that this mission is not about us. It is not about the voyage or the people on board. This mission is about Palestine. It is about the genocide, the occupation, ethnic cleansing, and the other methods of war and oppression that are being used by Israel against the Palestinians. And we do not only need humanitarian aid to be let into Gaza, we do not only need a ceasefire, we need an end to the occupation.
How do you plan to break the military blockade around Gaza?
Sorry, what did you say?
How do you plan to break the military blockade around Gaza?
We are planning to continue sailing until we cannot sail anymore. It is very difficult to predict what scenario it will be, but As far as we know, we are planning to continue as we are now.
And what is your message to folks around the world, especially to young people who throughout